Those who are not speaking, I would request them to go on mute, please. Hare Krishna. Uh, I'm just muting everyone so that we'll have not background voice. So you all can see my screen. Anyone who can clearly see the screen who want to read? Hare Krishna. Vijay Prabhu, Shabnan Prabhu, Sumit Prabhu. Anyone can read it?
Yes, Prabhu.
Namamrita.
Yeah.
We must chant Hare Krishna in order to cleanse the heart of lust and greed. The whole world is revolving due to Kama and Lobha. Kama means lusty desire and Lobha means greed. People cannot have enough sex or money, and because of this, their heart are filled with contamination, which have to cleanse by hearing, repeating, and chanting. Human life is meant to get rid of anarthas, unwanted things, but where is the university or college where the science of purification is taught? The only institution is the Krishna Consciousness Society. Krishna is within the heart and the contamination are also there. But Krishna will help us to cleanse them. Nasta prayasnam ahastram.
Nasta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya. Yes.
We must regularly hear Srimad Bhagavatam and chant Hare Krishna. These are the two processes recommended by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Teachings of Lord Kapila, the son of Devhuti, chapter 9, text 16.
Yeah. So anyone can summarize it?
So basically, the heart is completely fully of impurities due to lusty desires and greed. So the only means to cleanse the heart is by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Yes.
So Krishna is within the heart, and the contaminations, the impurities also are there within the heart. So see, Krishna being, seeing those all this anarthas within our heart, he is helping us by giving this Chaitanya, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So he is just by chanting this holy name, the heart is getting cleansed. No other process is required. No other exercise, yogic exercise or tapasya or anything is required in this yuga, in this Kali Yuga. Just by chanting Mahamantra and just hearing Bhagavatam, they are the only two processes which are required by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to cleanse all these anarthas.
Yes. So actually, uh, yesterday, like I was reading Harinam Chintamani. So there, actually, Haridas Thakur was explaining to Chetan Mahaprabhu because Chetan Mahaprabhu wanted to hear from the mouth of Haridas Thakur. So he was explaining that actually other processes are indirect process. All this meditation or all this yagyas, they are indirect process. But those indirect process may have worked in earlier ages. For example, in earlier ages in Satyuga, people have so long life, so they can meditate for thousands and thousands of years. Okay. So though our yagya, the people have so much money, they can perform elaborate yagya. People have, so they have qualified brahmanas who can perform those yagyas. But right now, all those indirect methods will not work. Why? Because this Kali Yuga has become so strong. This is Kali Yuga, and in this material energy or this illusory energy has become so strong that even though if you're not doing anything as well, you're just sitting, then also you are getting contaminated more and more. So none of the indirect method will work. Only the direct method, which is the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, will only work. So it is not that this Hare Krishna Mahamantra will not be able to work in earlier ages, but in earlier ages, people were so arrogant that they were thinking, "Oh, I can perform so much Herculean task. We have so long life. How can just by vibrating the names of Lord we can be liberated?" So if someone, for example, if someone is offered something directly, then he will think, "Oh, this definitely has some fault. That's why I'm getting it so easily. So I should be getting something." So even right now, people people think that how by chanting we can be liberated. It should be like we should be sitting in some yogic posture and doing some tapasya and all, then only we can realize God. So that was an earlier, because people were pious, people were having good brain, good memory, good intelligence, good strong senses. So they were strong. um all their body organs were strong, and the influence of Kali was not such, but they were arrogant and proud. They were thinking that how just by vibrating the names of Lord they can be delivered. So they are just looking for some more complicated method. Okay. And then they are going for all those indirect method. But earlier, in the earlier ages, even indirect methods were working. But it is already told by Haridas Thakur to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that in this age, none of the indirect method will work. Only the direct method, that is chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, will work. Okay. So the whole world is revolving due to Kama and Lobha. So we all can understand that this lusty desire and greed is the only root cause of the whole sustenance of this material world. And these lusty desire, you can understand that these lusty desire, how much you would want to satisfy them, or this greed, how much you would like to satisfy them, it will never get satisfied. Okay. So it is talking about reading Shrimad Bhagavatam. So in Shrimad Bhagavatam, using some of the stories of previous kings that has already happened, Narad Muni or all the other spiritual masters are trying to instruct us. So Dev Goswami, Narad Muni, that whatever you are undergoing, even in the past, many great kings have undergone same thing. So there is a story of King Puranjana, and similarly many other stories. So there was a story where one king who throughout his life want to satisfy his lusty desire, but then also he didn't get satisfied, and then he requested his son also to give him his own youth. So he took the youth of his son and then also wanted to satisfy. So you can understand that even if you have a very long lifespan, then also if you want to just satisfy your lusty desire, then it is never possible that those will be satisfied. It is just like pouring the ghee on the fire. The more you will pour the ghee, the more it will start burning. Similarly, this greed, how much you will get, the more you will be looking for. So you can understand all these businessmen. So many times, like some person is born in a poor family, they think, oh, I should make some money, and they start making some enterprises, and then they get enough money. But then also their greed is not getting satisfied. So we all can understand how the Ambanis and all they came into picture. So they were, the starting was from a very poverty, so they get enough as by the will of the Lord, but the greed was not satisfied, and they are just yearning for more and more, more and more. So all this, all the person who are sitting on the high position, they are all just driven by greed only. So like earlier I have shared one message as well. So Jayapatak Swami Maharaj was explaining that how there are very few percentage of demonic class of people. Okay. Their only aim is to how to get more and more material sense gratification. And they are working so hard to get that everyone is getting influence. All the other people, they may be very innocent, but when they see that, oh, this all these CEOs and all these big entrepreneur, how hard they are working, okay, and then they are just trying to follow them, and that way their whole life is getting baffled. All the whole life purpose is getting lost. But we all can, will not be, never be in position to understand all this until and unless we are not chanting the names of Lord. Why? Because until and unless we are not chanting the names of the Lord, this greed or lusty desires will never get satisfied. And these lusty desire, as it will basically cover our sense, our intelligence, our soul, real identity, then we are just working on the bodily platform itself. So we'll try to understand more on this aspect in today's session. So actually there are no institution which is talking about how to actually purify our existence. Okay. So everyone is just teaching kids that, okay, how to earn more and more money, how to just increase your greed. Oh, you just basically work hard and then you will become a big man. All this, everything is just driven on, oh, you get good grades, you get into IITs, IIMs, and then just you get more and more money. So everything is just running after money. No one is just teaching you how to actually purify your senses, how to actually come out of this cycle. No one is teaching any of the kids, or anywhere it is not being taught. So Krishna is also within our heart as a super soul, and contaminations are also there. Until the point these contamination will be there, we'll not be able to realize our real self. But Krishna is helping us to cleanse them. That's why he is giving us all the Srimad Bhagavatam. All the pure devotees are coming from Golok Vrindavan just to teach us that you just chant. You all people who are just complete into ignorance, they just have to chant, and then they can come out of this ignorance of this bodily platform. Then they can understand that how hard they may work, but this lifespan is so short. They can never satisfy their lusty desire or greed, and it will just end, and then again another cycle will start. But we can cut down this cycle just by chanting of this Hare Krishna Mahamantra and reading the scripture, that is Shrimad Bhagavatam, because Shrimad Bhagavatam is also non-different from Krishna. When Krishna has left this planet, then everyone has requested, "Oh, you are leaving, then how we all will be saved?" So Krishna was saying that I have, even though I personally is leaving, but I will be here in the form of book Shrimad Bhagavatam. So anyone who has Shrimad Bhagavatam, they can understand they are having Krishna with them. If they will, with pure heart, after chanting, if they will be reading Shrimad Bhagavatam, they can get answer to their each and every questions. Whatever is coming in their mind, they can understand. They can get the answer of those queries from Shrimad Bhagavatam, and that way, slowly and slowly, they will become more and more purified, and they can go back home, back to God. So many time people are saying that, oh, we don't have any devotee association, how we can progress? So that is the way that you have Shrimad Bhagavatam, you have your chant bag. If you don't have any association, then at least associate with Shrimad Bhagavatam. You chant, and nowadays, anyways, like you have so many um, audios of Srila Prabhupada, of all the spiritual masters, you can listen to them, and somehow or the other, you can have good devotee association for you to progress on this path. So we all will try to chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Uh, you all can unmute yourself and we can chant together. You all can unmute, then we can chant. Yeah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Shri Advaita Gadadhara,
Shri Advaita Gadadhara,
Shiva Sadika Gaur Bhaktivinoda.
Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktarinda,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama Hare
Rama,
Rama
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 Rama,
Rama
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama
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 Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama Hare
Rama,
Rama
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 Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Ram Hare
Rama, Hare
Ram Ram
Rama,
Ram
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna Hare
Rama,
Ram
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama, Hare Hare,
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Ram
Rama,
Hare Ram
Rama
Ram
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Hare,
Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Rama,
Ram Ram
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram, Ram
Rama
Ram,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare Ram
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Rama Rama,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare, Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare
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 Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna Hare
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
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 Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare, Hare
Ram Ram,
Rama,
Hare
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 Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Hare
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram Ram
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama, Hare
Hare Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Hare
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram Ram
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna
Rama,
Hare Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram Ram
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram
Rama,
Ram
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Hare
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 Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
जय श्री
जय
कृष्ण चैतन्य
चैतन्य
प्रभु नित्यानंद
प्रभु नित्यानंद
प्रभु नित्यानंद
श्री अद्वैता गदाधर
Shri
Advaita
Advaita Gadadhara
Gadadhara
Shrivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda.
Govinda.
So today's topic is reason for sin and places of lust. So we all can understand that because of this lust only, we are not able to progress on this path of Krishna consciousness. Or you can understand that actually, as soon as the child is born, as soon as child little bit grows up and he attains some consciousness, he can go on the path of Krishna consciousness. He can go on the path of finding the real truth. But it is basically the lust who always covers him. Okay. And because of lust, driven by lust, everyone is, most of the people are just driven by lust only. So I even remember that I was actually, um I have joined one of the coaching, very good coaching for IIT's entrance examination. And the basically the master or the basically the person who was teaching in that institute, the the way that he wanted to make people attract toward his coaching, or to basically allure them that how they will be able to crack this IIT. He was just giving them one example that if you will be able to clear this IIT, then you will be all married to, so to boys he was saying you will be married to the girl of your dreams, and to girls he was saying you will be married to the boy of your dreams. So that way, just by arousing the lustful propensity, he was just making them study this mathematics in his coaching institute. So this was the way he was just attracting, and I could see at that point of time that the most of the boys and girls, they accept it. Oh, this is very nice philosophy that he is giving, that if we will be able to crack this IIT, then definitely we'll be able to marry some very beautiful girl, some very in we will be married in some very wealthy family. So just driven by greed and lust, okay, everyone was working, and they're working like SS. So we all can understand that from childhood itself, even because the parents earlier, they don't have any understanding, they just think that the aim of life is just to make money. And people themselves also just think that just aim of the life is just to make some money, or to be married to some beautiful spouse, and just have some very nice kids, and then that is the perfection of life. But they can't understand, looking into their past or looking into the people around them, that everyone, even though they may have money, they may be married to very beautiful spouse, they may have very beautiful kids, are they happy? Are they got something eternal? Are they are going to have this position for throughout their for eternal life? No. They all can see that those who have earned, who have become something in their life, who are earning good, who have married to someone, slowly and slowly their healths are deteriorating, slowly and slowly they are becoming old, slowly and slowly everyone, all they, whatever they are thinking, that their family members are loving them a lot, their kids are loving them a lot, no one was actually loving them. Okay. So they become frustrated, and then also at the time of their death, they were just thinking, oh, we have just wasted our this lifetime in something futile. We were we were looking for love, but love is something that we didn't got. And then they'll die a very you can understand, very unsatisfied death, and then they again born, and again whatever was their desire, they will try to satisfy that. So this way this cycle is going on, just little bit of lust, little bit of greed, and we call it little bit, but actually this is never ending lust and never ending greed, just make them work and work without any real aim in life, and then just leave their body, and again coming back in some other, maybe animal body, or maybe if they have done some pious activities knowingly or unknowingly, some human body, but again the aim is same. Again they are going after this greed and lust, and their life is gone. So we can understand that this is the greatest enemy. This lust is our greatest enemy. And because why lust is greatest enemy, because lust is something which will first attack our senses, then mind will get corrupted, then intelligence will not be able to basically control it, and then this false ego will cover our real identity of soul. Okay. And when false ego covers soul, then we think on I perspective. I am this. So you all can, even though we understand, because every one of us are born in India, so we understand, no, so there is soul, something different. When body dies, when soul goes somewhere else, so we all know this. But then also we are acting on this I or this body platform. No, I am working, I should work hard and to become something, and I should earn more and more. But we are not understanding that anything, even if we are working hard, getting something, whatever food we are eating, whatever we are luxury that we are enjoying, that can only be enjoyed by all this on this bodily platform. Nothing is that is satisfying our own soul. Even if we are understanding we are soul, but we are not doing anything for soul. Even if we'll ask someone to, okay, you can just chant maybe one round, then also they will not accept. No, no, we don't have time. Why you don't have time? Why? Because whole day we are just working to satisfy this body. Okay. So unnecessary, because anyways this body also Krishna has, even though when we use our minute independence we come to this material world, then also Krishna is so kind that he has given us everything. With this mother nature is automatically supplying everything. Even if there is no human intervention, automatically all the trees, all the vegetation will cover the entire earth. And then also if human beings are coming, one plant itself, for example one tree itself, are providing so many fruits that one, it is enough for all the human beings. So this material world, even right now as well, can produce 7 times more than what a human being can eat. But because of their maybe miscalculation, because of their bodily concept of life, so like in countries like US and all, if when their production is too much, they throw all their grains and everything in just sea, just to keep the cost in a cost in alignment with whatever they're expecting as per the economy. So it is all because of the miscalculation, misjudgment, and the bodily platform of life. So some of the countries are producing so much, but then also they are not ready to give it to other. They just a stock that maybe we can use it in some future time, and then all those stockpiles are getting deteriorated, and it will not be used good fit for use in any way. So this is how, just by little bit of just because of being bodily concept of life, people are misutilizing the mother nature. And how much we can eat just little, but somehow or the other, because the Kali Yuga, he can understand this Kali is also a personality. He can understand that, oh, because Lord has provided them with this body can be satisfied with little water, little milk, little fruits, vegetables, milk products, but somehow or the other they should be contaminated. So people are getting contaminated uh, by having more and more desires to acquire something which is of no use. So there are so many industries, like if you go in countries like China, you'll find each and every house is being converted into some or the other industry, something they are producing. Maybe the same, for example, earlier we were just using that twig of neem just to clean our teeth, then toothbrush come into existence, so that is fine. But then again, what to do next? Okay, let's give them the toothbrush which is little bit vibrating, and then again one industry for that. There is no use of those products, but then also some or the other industries, and some people, they are having enough surplus money, so why to use normal toothbrush? Oh, this is vibrating, this is having some rotor wheels attached to it, so let me use this. So that way, again and again, because you have money, okay, you can purchase a normal vehicle as well, but you will go with something very luxurious, and then you spend rest of your life in just paying some or the other EMIs. So many people, they can be satisfied with 1 or 2 BHK as per their need, because right now we have very small family, but they will go for whatever they cannot even sustain. So for example, they may have 10 or 20 lakhs in their within their reach, but they will go for a property which is of 80 lakhs, 90 lakhs, or 1 crore, taking rest amount as a loan, and just use all their energy, rest of their life, all the mind power in just how to actually repay that loan. And that way they just use this human opportunity that they have got, which they can utilize and going back home, back to godhead. So all the reason behind it is just greed only, greed and lust. So Krishna is saying, Kamesha Krodhesha Rajo Guna Samudbhavah. Mahashano Mahapapama Vidhi Inam Iha Vairinam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is lust only, Arjuna, which is born of contact with the material mode of passion and later transformed into wrath, and which is all devouring sinful enemy of the world. So Krishna is saying that this is the all devouring sinful enemy of the world, this lust. All devouring means it will devour everything. So it's just like a fire which devour whatever will come in its path. So it is the most all devouring sinful enemy of the world. And everyone, you will find 99.99% of the people are being devoured by this lust only. So when a living entity comes in contact with the material creation, his eternal love for Krishna is transformed into lust in association with the mode of passion. So actually, we all, till now, we all understand that we all are actually coming from the spiritual world. Okay. But as soon as someone is there in the spiritual world and they actually wanted to enjoy that, okay, why Krishna is enjoying? Why not I am enjoying? Okay. I should also enjoy. So somehow or the other, their love for Krishna is actually getting perverted. So then they will come into this material world, and when they come into this material world, then their love will get converted into lust. Okay. Lust for anything. Lust is not only that lust for opposite sex only, lust for getting anything which is not conducive for Krishna consciousness. Okay. You may be lusty for maybe more and more wealth. Okay. So you may be lusty for, maybe any of you may be lusty for some fame, some maybe popularity. So you may be lusty for some or the other thing. Okay. Which is not associated with Krishna. Okay. And lust for opposite sex is basically one of the biggest thing, one of the shackles by which this material energy will keep people behind the bar. So this material world is not having any real shackles which you can see that, oh, where if someone will be telling other person that, oh, this material world is jail, then another person may question, oh, actually, but jail should have some boundary. How they are keeping inside one person inside the jail? So the answer is this lusty propensities are acting like bars which are keeping you entangled in this material world. Okay. And you remain shackled in some or the other attraction for opposite sex, or attraction for maybe wealth or position, or some way or the other, family attachments which are not conducive for Krishna consciousness, and you will remain here. So you may be attached to your family, but if you are attached to your family and you are really a well-wisher of your family, you are really working to take them back home, back to Godhead, then actually that is conducive for Krishna consciousness. But if you are attached to your family and basically family also wanted to go to hell, and you also want to go to hell along with your family, they have all sort of desires. Someone want to enjoy just the intoxication, someone wants to enjoy non-vegetarian food stuff, someone wants to enjoy some or the other thing, and you are also supporting them, you are providing them with money, then they are also going on in hell and you are also going in hell. And you are, because you are too much attached to your family life, anyways these family members and all may not be able to, may not, or never, if they are materialistic, they will never be able to help you from the cycle of birth and death. So then all this attachment is futile only, and then again you will take birth in some other family. So there is a one true story on this, which is there in scripture, that there was one brahmana. So he was very much attached to his wealth, his family, and all his family members. So one time Narad Muni, he was wandering there, and he somehow or the other, because Narad Muni, all these Vaishnavas are very compassionate. So this Narad Muni, he took compassion on this person, this Brahmana, that, oh, he is working so hard for their family member. So he requested this Brahmana, oh Brahmana, you can come with me. Okay. Why you are just rotting in this material world? I will take you back home, back to Godhead, where you have loving relationship with Krishna. Why you are here? Yeah. This Brahmana, he told, yeah, I can understand, Narad Muni, what your proposal is. I very much like to go there, but what can I do? Okay, I have so much of money, and my these family members, they are not at all basically alert to take care of all this money. So until and unless they will become little grown up, they will become somewhat alert with the money, how to handle it. Till that time, point of time, let me remain here, and maybe once they will become mature enough, then I will surely come with you. And then as the time progresses, that Brahmana, he become old, invalid, and definitely his family member, because he has surplus money, they were least bothered, and he died. But even after death as well, he was too much attached to his family and his wealth, that he took another birth. This time he took birth as an dog. So again, Narad Muni was passing by there, and then he inquired from this family members that, oh, where this Brahmana is. Then they told, oh, he has died. So Narad Muni, he felt very sad. Oh, I gave him this opportunity that he can come back home with me, but somehow or the other he died. Now I don't know where he is. Then he saw one dog. He was barking and coming toward him. So Narad Muni, he could understand animals' voice as well. Then this dog came near to him, and he told, "Oh Narad Muni, you didn't recognize me. I am that same Brahmana. I took birth as this dog." So then Narad Muni, he became very compassionate. Oh, you have taken birth as a dog. You are so qualified Brahmana, and you took birth as a dog. So now as well, now also I am ready to take you with me. But he told, oh no, my family member still, they are not at all cautious of all my money matters. So I'm just protecting all my wealth in the night. So I'm just keeping a guard that if any thief cannot enter, may not be able to enter my home. So that way I'm just sustaining myself. I'm just living along with my family, and I'm just in the night, I'm just getting awake and trying to protect them. So you can understand that this greed or this attachment, this family attachment, this attachment toward money, how it is the cause of downfall of people. So you might be thinking, oh, how this can be possible, but this is fact. People who think that, oh, I'm taking this EMI, I'm making this house so beautiful, but somehow they are not able to enjoy that particular house. And when they die, because the enjoyment can never be, you can never be satisfied, because they are so much attached to their house. Then lord also, because lord also avoids something, because they might not have done any of the pious karma, so they may have to take birth as maybe cockroach. Okay, but the birth that they will take, Krishna allow them to take birth in the same house, so that they remain in that particular house to which they are attracted to. Okay, so this is how. So that's why we should not be attracted to our material propensity. So there are so many times we have seen some person who is so much attached to some material possession. So when they are very sinful, they die, they become ghost, they still attached to same thing. So that's why many of the house become, many of the big houses, they become ghostly haunted. Why? Because the person has taken birth as a ghost, but still he is very much attached to that same house. He may be still attached to some or the other possession of that particular house. So that's why you may not think that you should not think that, oh, after leaving this body I will be completely free. After leaving this body I am going to get moksha. No, nothing will happen. If throughout your life you have not worked to change your attraction from material thing to spiritual thing, then again when you will come back, you will take another body, then also the same thing will continue, because you are surrounded with same mind, false ego and intelligence, which will keep you here only. Your thinking pattern, everything will be same. Even after the end of Kali Yuga as well, when everything will be submerged, everything will again go again into the body of Vishnu, then also when again the creation will be made, you will again come back with the same kind of thought process. It is not that just by ending of this word you will get changed. No, Krishna is giving you all free will, that you can utilize your free will to get connected to Krishna and go back home, back to Godhead. Otherwise, how many birth you may take in this material world, because your mind process, thought process is same, you will remain like this only. So then also Narad Muni became very compassionate, and then later again after a few years he was passing by from that location, and then he saw that, even he came to know that even that dog has died. So then he became very much disturbed. Oh, he has took this dog body and then also he has died. Where now he is, I'm not able to understand. So then again he saw one big snake in the fields. Okay, so he was having good number of land with him. So he saw one snake in the field, and then a snake in his snake language, he was just trying to talk with Narada. Oh Narad Muni, you didn't recognize me, I'm the same person, the same Brahmana. Okay, Narad Muni told him, oh, how, what kind of body you have accepted now? So he told, no, still my family members, they are not taking proper care of my wealth that I have accumulated, and my fields, even some or the other wild animals are entering inside my fields, and they are not properly able to take care of it. So that's why I have taken this snake body, and I am always protecting my fields. So if any wild animal or any intruder trying to come inside my field, I will just make them scare and make them run away. So that way I am just living here. So Narad Muni, he became very compassionate on this person, that how much attached he is. So Narad Muni started clapping. So when all the family members heard this clapping, they all came, and then they saw that this big snake is there, and then they started using their bamboo stick and started beating that snake. The snake was crying, "Oh, I'm your own father. Why you are beating me? Why you are beating me?" But they just end his life. And then he came. Then he could understand that actually why I'm basically stuck here. Okay, why I'm just being attached to all this family member, all this money and wealth. It's not at all, it's just cause of my bondage again and again. So puna charvit charvatam, so we all are doing this only. It's not that Akbar has done something different, or maybe Babar has done something different. We all are doing same thing. We are all just trying to enjoy our senses only, and we are all remaining stuck here. Whatever we are trying to do, everyone in the past has done, everyone in the future will do. So it's only the form will change. Maybe our past generations have enjoyed the phone which is 2G. Now we are enjoying phone which is 5G, 4G, whatever. But the same thing, same sort of thing we are trying to enjoy. Earlier they may be enjoying writing the letters. Now we are just enjoying writing on this WhatsApp messages. Okay. Same thing. People are just trying to enjoy their senses somehow or the other without having understanding of their true self. Okay. Same thing, Puna Charvit Charvatam, same thing they are again showing the shade. So which is not having Puna Charvit Charvatam means like the sugar cane. You just extract the juice out of it. Again you try to extract juice out of it. Again you try to extract the juice out of it. Then whatever stock will remain, not having any juice, but still you're trying to enjoy that. Same is the reason. Same is the thing called Puna Charvit Charvatam. So the thing which is not having any enjoyment, so this sense gratification which we are trying to do is not having any enjoyment. Okay, if you will be sitting inside one Audi and you are sleeping. Okay, then you will not be even aware you are sitting in Audi or you are sitting in what. Okay, or even if you are sitting in Audi or you are sitting in Maruti 800, if you are going in some location there is a huge traffic jam, then the agony that you are going to suffer is same whether you are sitting in 800 or whether you are sitting in Audi. Or maybe you will suffer more because you are sitting in Audi, you are more cautious that, oh, someone will not hit my, or someone will not scratch my car. So that way more and more problem is only that you are going to suffer. We all knows this, that till the time, so many of us think, oh, till the time we were bachelor we were happy, very happy. Why? Because we don't have so much of the material possessions. As soon as you have more material possession, you purchase some house, then maybe someday some, maybe tap is leaking, someday some issue is happening, some or the other repair that you have to undergo. The more and more things you will purchase, more and more the causes of their maintenance. Okay, so similarly you all can understand, the more and more wealth, even with us, which we have limited amount of wealth, then also we are so much frustrated. Okay, so much maintenance that we have to undergo. So you can understand, if someone will acquire more and more money, then he will be more and more troubled. Oh, income tax officer should not raid my house. Oh, maybe some hooligans or some gunda people, they don't trouble me because I have so much of money. So they will have more and more worries. So worry will increase only as you will increase your, you will try to increase your material opulences, and also your senses will never get satisfied. So this lust, the same lust get so this love of Krishna get transformed into lust, similar to the milk when it comes in contact with sour tamarind is transformed into yogurt. Okay, then again when lust is unsatisfied, it turns into wrath, and wrath is transformed into illusion, and illusion continues the material existence. So when lust, or and we all knows that lust can never be satisfied. As a person want to satisfy lust more and more, it can never be satisfied. So many times we find that, oh, this person is having very angry nature, this person always remain angry and all. Why? Because their lust is unsatisfied. So many of the time we find that, oh, some or the other boss is very much angry, he's always angry on their employees. Why? Because his lust is not getting satisfied. His lust may be material, lust may be bodily, maybe for opposite sex, maybe for money, whatever is it is. Because it is not getting satisfied, it will get transformed into wrath, and then wrath will transformed into illusion, and with that particular illusion, the material existence will continue. So we all of us, because earlier as well, we all can understand that, okay, so it is there with all of us. So we were all thinking that once we got our job, we thought that, oh, now we can all settle down. But then we find that, oh, people are switching the job, we should also switch. We'll switch one company, then another company. Then we think, oh, this certification I can do, then I will be happy, then I will do that certification, then more money if I will get, then I will be happy. And this way, this lust is just continuing. And we are thinking, oh, maybe even if we come into somehow or the other come into association of devotees, we are thinking, oh, this chanting, I will do 16 round and follow all the regulative principle, take prasadam only, once I will get this much money. But even though we are getting more and more money, as soon as we make that particular switch, then we are thinking, oh, now I have made the switch of my life, now I will be happy. But again, we will be unsatisfied. No, maybe this much money is not enough, I need to have more money. And that way we become stuck and stuck, and then we become 60 or 70 years of age, and then we think, oh, now I should do krishna consciousness properly. But now we are dependent on other. Maybe our son are not is not cooperating, our daughter is not cooperating, everyone has become non devotee by then, and no one is ready to even feed us prasadam. How we will be able to chant? Okay, everyone will ask you, oh, we will be just ordering from zomato for you anyways. So how the people who are cooking in the food in the mode of ignorance, how you by eating it you can be more krishna conscious? So that way our whole life will be lost just with this greed of getting more and more. So if someone is really fortunate, they should just think that, okay, whatever situation I have, let me just chant faithfully all my 16 rounds, let me take offered food, let me follow all the regulative principle. Okay, because whatever scripture is giving you is all completely scientific. If you follow that, you are guaranteed going back home, back to godhead. So lust is the greatest enemy of the living world, and in the lust only, which induces the pure living entity to remain entangled in this material world. So we all can see, even for ourselves as well, we are entangled in this material world because of this lust only. And then when we are unsatisfied, then wrath is the manifestation of mode of ignorance. So these modes exhibit themselves as wrath and other corollaries. So all these bad habits, all this uh, whatever we'll see that, okay, so for example, we find that, okay, some countries and attacking another country. Okay, why? Because of their lust only, that I should get the complete ownership, maybe I should get the oil resources, maybe I should get more and more wealth. Okay, so this is how all the invasion started, whether it's a british invasion or whatever, all this mughals invasion. This is all driven by lust only, that whatever I am having, I'm not satisfied, so maybe let's rage war on another person. So because we are not thinking on krishna conscious manner, we are just thinking that I am this body, I should get more and more money. Even they can't understand that whatever, because of this wrath, whatever wars that they are raging, they are killing innocent people, they have to suffer the reaction of that. But they are just thinking, maybe I will be able to enjoy after having this war. Even they don't know the outcome of that war, they may die in that war. But it is because of the lust only that people want to expand their territories more and more, and then more and more bad qualities are developing on people. So if therefore the mode of passion, instead of being degraded into the mode of ignorance, is elevated to the mode of goodness by prescribed method of living and acting, then one can be saved from the degradation of wrath by spiritual attachment. So anyways, this prescribed method of living and acting, Prabhupada is already given. You wake up in the morning, you perform Mangala Arati, okay. You perform your 16 rounds of chanting, you cook for Lord, you take prasadam, okay. And maybe whatever work you are doing, you just do your prescribed duty, okay. Then return back whatever money you are getting, just utilize it more and more to progress your own krishna consciousness, or for others krishna consciousness. Whatever you want to talk, you talk in with all the devotees, okay. You want to do some work, some gym or some exercise you want to do, you go inside the temple and try to clean it, okay. So much artificial things we are creating. First people eat too much, and then to lose their weight they will spend more money on these all gyms and all to become fit. They can go serious easily in the temples, they can do some cleaning service, some or the other service, prasadam serving service, and they can remain fit. They can just dance in the kirtan and they can remain fit. But they are never ready to do this. And any action, even though same thing, same physical exercise is there in all those action, but if those action are related with krishna, then you are going back home, back to god. So actually, if the lifestyle you will mold in such a fashion that you are able to think of krishna, throughout your day, then definitely you may leave your body at any point of time, but in throughout whole day you have divided it in such a fashion that you are thinking of Krishna, then you will go back home, back to Godhead. If you are just thinking of something other, some other greed or something, then you may take, because you might have done some pious activities, you may take another birth, you may try to fulfill that particular ambition, but you may never go back home, back to Godhead. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead expanded himself into many for his ever increasing spiritual bliss. And the living entities are part and parcel of this spiritual bliss. So sometimes people ponder that, oh, why Krishna has created us. So the answer is same. Why our parents have created us? Why we are creating children? So the same is the case with Krishna as well. So he also want to enjoy with his family. Okay, so that's why he has created us. We are all part and parcel, and he want all of us to live happily together. So none of the father they or mother, they don't want that their children should leave them and stay somewhere else, never talk with them. Similar is the situation with Krishna as well. Krishna is also our supreme father. Radharani is our mother. So their also aim is that we all live with them, okay, as in happy family. But we all, because of our some or the other desire, we have come in this material world. But still, the love of Lord is such that even though if we have come in an animal life as well, animal body as well, we may be have taken a hog body where we may be eating everything unsuitable. Okay, we are living in a filthy condition, but then also Krishna is present with all of us as a super soul. Okay, and then he is just watching and watching that when is the time will come, then he will actually think when that why I am suffering here, why I am here, how to come out of this, and then he will guide that particular person. So it's so Krishna is always accompanied us. That is the love of Krishna for all of us. Even our parents, they cannot accompany us each and every uh, wherever we are going, but Krishna is accompanying us in each and every places. So they also, so all us as a living being also have a partial independence, but by misuse of their independence, when the service attitude is transformed into propensity for sense enjoyment, they come under the sway of lust. So same is the, so opposite is also true. So if you will, so if we want to use our propensity for sense enjoyment, then we will be covered with lust. If we use our propensities for serving Krishna, then the same lust will again get transformed into love. So only this is the equation. So equation is finally solved, that this lust can be transformed into love again if we are enjoying all our senses in service to Krishna. Okay, so all our senses, mind and intelligence, if applied in service to Krishna, then this lust can be transformed again back into lust. If we have 100% love, then there is 0% lust. If we have 80% love, then we have 20% lust. If we have 20% love, then 80% is lust only. Okay. So you can understand, if you take one glass, okay, and you fill maybe sand inside that particular glass, if you will fill that glass with complete sand, then you will not be able to put any pebbles inside it. Okay, so same is the case. If you have filled yourself with the complete Krishna consciousness, then there is no space for lust to remain inside you. If you will keep some margin that you are just having, if you have filled only 20% of the glass with sand, then 80% can be filled with pebbles. So that way, so if 20% is only love toward Krishna, then 80% you will be occupied with lust only. So this material creation is created by the Lord to give facility to the conditioned soul to fulfill these lusty propensities. And when completely baffled by the prolonged lustful activities, the living entity begin to inquire about their real position. So all of us, why we have come here? Because when we try to enjoy our senses more and more, we try to enjoy our lustful propensities more and more, but we are not getting satisfied, then we become frustrated, and then we become baffled actually by because of our prolonged lustful activities. Then actually we somehow or the other, because of this thing as well, some renunciation arise in someone's heart, that, oh, why I am trying to just satisfy my senses, who am I, how to come out of this, how to actually control my senses, how to not go into the toward these lustful propensity, how to become good. And somehow or the other, by the fortune or by the mercy of Vaishnava, we come into Krishna consciousness. So Indriyani Mano Buddhir Asyadhi Sthanam Uchyate Itar Vimoha yati isa jnanam avritya dehinam. So Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 40, the senses, the mind, and the intelligence are the sitting places of this lust. Through them, lust covers the real knowledge of the living entities and bewilder him. So Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, he has given everything clear. But because we are not reading Bhagavad Gita as it is, sometime we are reading some or the other commentaries of Bhagavad Gita, we didn't got this pure knowledge which Krishna is giving, which all the spiritual masters are giving for our benefit, and we waste our human form of life. But Krishna is clearly saying that the senses, the mind, and the intelligence are the sitting places of this lust. Through them, lust cover the real knowledge of the living entities and bewilder him. So first place where the so Krishna is so enemy has captured different strategic position in the body of the conditioned soul, and therefore Lord Krishna is giving a hint of those places so that one who wants to conquer the enemy may know where he can be found. So all of us want to control our lust. Krishna is giving you the right uh, strategic position. So someone, for example, India Pakistan war, so India wanted to understand what is their strategic enemy strategic position is there, and we should strike at that particular place. Okay, Balakot is there. Oh, we should strike there. So similarly to that, Krishna is giving that where what all the strategic position that enemy has acquired. Okay, so the enemy has acquired the senses. The lust will acquire the senses. Okay, the mind and the intelligence. Okay, so so Krishna is giving hint so of those places, so one who want to conquer the enemy may know where he can be found. So mind is the center of all activities of the senses, and thus when we hear about sense object, the mind generally become a reservoir of all ideas of sense gratification, and as a result the mind and the senses become repository of lust. So Krishna is giving here that the mind is the center for all the activities of the senses, and when we hear about the sense object, so mind become generally a reservoir of all ideas of sense gratification. So that's why there are so many rules and regulations. So that's why we are saying that we should avoid non-devotee association. Okay. So then someone is inquiring from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that what is this non-devotee association? Okay. So Krishna is saying that non-devotee is one person, okay, who is very much attached to opposite sex, okay, who is always thinking of opposite sex only. That is the number one non-devotee. So we all should, if we find someone very lusty just after opposite sex, then we should avoid their company. Why? Because if you will remain with their company, then anyways they don't know anything better than opposite sex. They will just talk about opposite sex and opposite sex, and then because you're also not that much strong, your mind will also get influence. Your mind will become repository of all those things, and as soon as you are weak, you may be chanting one round or four round, but if you're not regular, you're not sincere, then maybe someday you will not be able to chant, and then all those lustful propensities will come to you. Okay, you may be, so definitely Krishna is Prabhupada is saying that if you are chanting faithfully 16 round, then Krishna will hold your hand just like father will hold the hand of a child. So even though so many problems are there, but we should not plunge in ourselves into problem. But if their Maya may try to attack us, but then also we will be saved. So this is by the mercy of Prabhupada. But if we are not properly chanting, we someday we are chanting, someday we are not chanting, then definitely those all thought process will attack us. So that's why non-devotee association is something that we have to avoid. Okay, and this and even non-devotee, if you are just thinking, oh maybe I will be sitting and eating with non-devotee, then also I'm not listening to them, but their association itself is actually will make you think like that, you will become like that. So a person is identified with the company that they keep. So if you will remain in that particular company, even though you may not be interacting with them, you may just be sitting with them, then also you will become polluted. In a similar fashion, for example, if there is a pure devotees, we request everyone to go to ISKCON or places where they are preaching. Why? Because even though you may not be able to understand anything what they are saying, we may not be in that level, we may not be having that spiritual potency that we can understand anything. But if they are sitting there, the spiritual aura that they are emitting will make us more and more Krishna conscious. So that is fact that is given in scriptures as well. Similarly, if you are associating with non-devotees, they also emit a sort of aura which is completely of sense gratification. Then you will also become like them only just by closely associating with them. So that's why when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Maharaj Pratparodra. Okay, he was actually the ruler of Orissa, but he was devotee and he wanted to associate with Lord. But Lord, just to instruct everyone, told everyone that I will not be ready to see the king. Why? Because kings are always after money, wealth, and sense gratification. So I cannot associate with that king. So then somehow or the other, because that king was actually devotee of Lord, okay, and then somehow or the other he shun all his opulences and he become like a normal person. He served Lord Chaitanya. Okay, and this way actually he got the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But just to teach everyone, Lord Chaitanya shunned his association. He told that no, I'm not ready to associate with that materialistic worldly minded people. So so if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, is saying that he don't want to associate with all these non-devotee, then who are we to actually able to associate with non-devotee and will not have our fall down? We'll definitely fall down if we'll associate with non-devotees more and more. So you all can understand, Prabhupada has created all this Mayapur, this big Mayapur Prabhupada has created in Gaur Purnima. All the devotees from different cities and countries are coming and gathering in Mayapur. Why? So someone has requested Prabhupada to understand that, oh, devotees are spending so much money just for traveling and coming to Mayapur. So should we actually ask them not to come here? Then Prabhupada actually told, no, it's not the case. Actually, when they come to this spiritual world, so when they are preaching, when they are living in outside India, or maybe in they are preaching to people who are not against Krishna consciousness, to all this materialistic worldly class of people, then because of their association, even though they are just preaching them, but they are also getting their association, they are becoming more and more dull. Okay, their Krishna consciousness is becoming more and more slackened. So that's why I have created this spiritual word, so that they all can travel here. They will again get spiritualized. Why? Because this spiritual word are having potency to again make us spiritualize, even though we are not realizing it. So that we'll again go back with the renewed vigor. They will again go back with renewed vigor, and they again started preaching. If they will not be coming to this Mayapur or Vrindavan, they are not getting energized, then they will lose all their energy, and then it will be very difficult for them to preach. So we all, when we are going to Mayapur and Vrindavan, we should understand we are very fortunate to get Hare Krishna. I would request everyone to go on mute. Okay. So so Krishna is saying uh, the mind is the center of all the activities of the senses, and thus when we hear about the sense object, the mind generally become a reservoir of all the ideas of sense gratification, and as the result the mind and the senses become repositories of the lust. Next, the intelligence department become the capital of such lustful propensities. So actually mind should be controlled with intelligence. So many times in science we don't understand that we have one mind and one intelligence. Okay, science is giving it some or the other. They think that everything is just intelligence or the mind only, but Krishna is clearly giving us that there is a mind as well which can be controlled by intelligence. Okay, but if but the next point is, next strategic position is intelligence. When the mind become corrupted, because mind and intelligence are closely associated, so if mind become non-devotee, then intelligence department will also soon become non-devotee and will become influenced with lustful propensities. So many times we are asking our brain, so in the childhood as well, in the our young age as well, so we don't want to commit any of the sinful activities, we don't want to go toward any of the things, or we don't want to get attracted to opposite sex, but somehow or the other, because mind is pulling, even though with intelligence we understand, oh, this is bad thing, this is bad thing, but then also we are just driven and driven and driven. So this is why, because the intelligence will also become influence because of the mind, because this is intelligence is the immediate, and because the intelligence is the immediate next door neighbor of the spirit soul, so the lusty intelligence influence the spirit soul to acquire the false ego and identify itself with matter. So as soon as the intelligence got corrupted, then the false ego will cover. False ego means I, this bodily concept. This will cover. So there is a true ego. True ego means there is a ego and there is a false ego. Ego means true self identity. True self identity is that we are all part and parcel of Krishna. We are all servant of Krishna. And this false ego is that we are all I am everything. I am the center. Aham Brahmasmi. Okay. I am Narayan, you are Narayan, everyone is Narayan. This is all false and false ego. Okay, this is not the real identity of yourself. So then this false ego will cover, oh, you are this body only, you are yourself, you just enjoy, you don't think of anything, you just enjoy. So even though we are not understanding that whatever we are enjoying, we are just enjoying with our mind only. So if someone's own senses are not working, okay, he cannot enjoy anything external. Okay, so if for example you are suffering from some disease, the same thing, the same rasgulla, okay, it will feel like very bitter or very bad tasting to you. But if you have your senses completely fit, then the same rasgulla you can enjoy. Okay, so so it is all up to us only. So all this sense pleasure is stuffed inside us only. Okay, but we are just using our mind to just extract something out of it, because we are covered with this I, that is with this false ego. And if we can control everything just by purely chanting, then we can realize we are part and parcel of Krishna, and then we everything will be sorted out. Okay, then we'll not try to enjoy all this lust and all this greed, and we should all want to serve Krishna. Okay, so all this mayavadis, so they, because Mayavadi is compared to a deceased person. So sometime when a person is deceased, he's always lying in the bed. Okay, he's always being provided with some or the other bitter medicines or bitter, uh, s- maybe bitter treatment, some or the other. So he's just thinking that this eating, okay, and this just lying on the bed is just a very bad condition. As soon as I will become healthy, I will not at all eat. Okay, then if he will be told about, oh, you can enjoy this nice food stuff and all, there is something called very nice food stuff and all, so then he will not accept it. Oh, this eating is giving me all trouble. I am always being feeded with all this uh, very bitter or pungent medicines and all, so this eating I should avoid. So this is all the realization of those mayavadi. This material world, this has given us all trouble. This body has given us all trouble, so how Krishna or how God can have the body? So they think the God is only light only, and I will go and submerge in the light, and I will remain there without any action. So they cannot understand the same action, if employed in Krishna consciousness, is the cause of our greatest happiness. They will never understand. So because they are just trying to analyze things with their own faulty minds, and that's why all these mayavadis are doomed. So the spirit soul become addicted to enjoying the material sense and mistake this as a true happiness. This false identification of spirit soul is very nicely explained in Shrimad Bhagavatam. Yes atma buddhi kunape tridhatuke swadhi कालत्रादिषु भौम इज्यादिहा यत् तीर्था बुद्धि सलीलेन करहिषित Janesh Abhineshu Sa Eva Gokhara, a human being who identifies the body made of three elements with his self, who considers the byproduct of the body to be his kinsman, who considers the land of birth worshipable, and who goes to the place of pilgrimage simply to take a bath rather than meet men of transcendental knowledge, there is to be considered like an ass or a cow. So many times people go into all this rivers, okay, all these holy rivers to take the bath, or there is a Kumbh Mela, people go and just take a holy dip. But actually, the real purpose is not only to go on those places just to take a holy dip. The real purpose is actually to find some real spiritual person, okay, in that on those region, and to get Krishna consciousness from them, and then to perfect your life. Okay, but now no one is utilizing that opportunity, and anyways there are so many false yogis, false sannyasis, all the even the preachers are like mayavadi preachers, so they cannot give you any true intelligence, true thing. Okay, and then they will become bewildered, or there may be many cheating sannyasis only. Okay, but actually the purpose of going to all these places of pilgrimage is not to just sit on some AC bus, go there, eat something and just come out. No, is to actually seek the association of devotees. And when people are going and taking bath in all those rivers, then they are keeping that's fact, that they are actually getting free from all their sins. But they should understand that all these religious places, all these holy rivers are getting purified because of the association of Vaishnavas. So when actually Vaishnava take bath again in those rivers, then those rivers get purified. But we don't know it, and we don't take Vaishnavas association so sincerely. So we all are just identifying ourselves as self and our byproduct of this body. So all this family members and everything, our son and daughter, we are just thinking, oh, they are our only, they are our kinsmen, but we don't understand they are just a spirit soul who has come to us, maybe because of their past karmas. Okay, their aim is also to go back home, back to godhead. It is not that we all just clinch together and we just enjoy in this particular world again for unlimited time. No, that is not possible. They again have to leave this body, you also have to leave this body, and then again born in some way or some place or the other. So there is no point just sticking to all of them and just doing some sense gratification, or just acting again with the greed only and just face this human form of life. So so we all can understand the first the sense, the lust occupies sense or the mind. Okay, so we should avoid all those topics related with sense gratification. Then the senses and the mind, they influence actually the intelligence, and the intelligence will cover our soul, and soul will uh, by covering it with false ego. So until and unless this soul is not connected with super soul, this soul will not have the power to drive its intelligence, and the intelligence will not have power to drive the mind. And that is only possible. How that connection can be made? So actually we all are talking about yoga, but yoga means connection, and the connection yoga that we are trying to establish is between soul and super soul, and super soul is nothing but is an incarnation of Krishna, and this chanting is directly associating with Krishna. So if we can just directly associate with Krishna, then all of this thing can come under our control, and that we all can control just by purely chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that is Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So if someone can read, preaching is the essence, and then we can take any of the question if someone is having.
Preaching is the essence. A Vaishnava should a Vaishnava shows compassion towards sinful, suffering entities. Prahlada Maharaja is the topmost example of a Vaishnava who is always compassionate towards sinful persons suffering a hellish life within this material world. Krishna is therefore known as Paradukka Dukki Kripam Buddhi, or one who is compassionate towards other suffering and who is an ocean of mercy. Like Prahlad Maharaj, all pure devotees of the Lord come to this material world with full compassion to deliver the sinful. They undergo all kinds of tribulations, suffering them with tolerance, because that is another qualification of a Vaishnava who tries to deliver all sinful persons from the hellish conditions of material existence. Vaishnavas are therefore offered the following prayer: Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just like desire trees who can fulfill the desires of everyone, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. The chief concern of a Vaishnava is to deliver the fallen souls. Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 21st chapter, 47th verse.
So anyone can explain it? Anyone can try. Prabhu, you can try to explain it.
Yeah, so basically, a good Vaishnava should be his foremost duty should be showing compassion towards the sinful and the suffering entities of this material world, and how he can do so is by preaching. So that is a foremost goal. So if he just keeps this knowledge for himself, then it's like he's more like selfish, which is not actually showing mercy towards other suffering entities of this material world. So his foremost duty should be after whatever knowledge he receives, he should preach to others with full compassion, so that he can deliver the other entities who are suffering also. That will be the quality of a Vaishnava. And yeah, so that's the essence of this passage.
Yeah. So actually all these devotees, like we have seen Srila Prabhupada or all the pure Vaishnavas, okay, they are just taking too much of suffering just to deliver all of us. So Prabhupada in the age of 70, even though he can directly go back home, back to Godhead, but he took so much of suffering. He has gone to Western world in the middle of his journey only. He suffered 2 heart attacks. So much problem he suffered just for the same purpose, that is to deliver all the fallen souls. all the pure Vaishnava, we find that they are taking so much of trouble, just try to serve other, try to make others devotees, try to make others Krishna conscious. Okay. And why they are just doing is just to deliver other people who are just living a hellish life, try to enjoy their own senses, this greed or lust, just to deliver them. Vaishnavas are taking all the problems. Okay. So we should all offer our respectful obeisances to all the Vaishnava devotees of the world who of the Lord, who are just like a desire tree, who are fulfilling the desires of everyone, that is pure love of Godhead, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Any queries from anyone?
Prabhuji, I don't have anything.
Okay. So okay. So thanks everyone for your time and patience. We'll again meet next week. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.